Girlfriends, hi girlfriends. Welcome back, girlfriends. One more day. Again, out of the box. What box? Girlfriends Gather here, our Facebook page, where we are a support group for women that are fighting depression, anxiety, or any type of mental illness. Mental Health Awareness Month passed in May, but we are going to continue with the subject because that's what we're here for. Bienvenidas a todas ustedes, las girlfriends que tenemos en la página y las nuevas girlfriends que han de unirse. Hoy estamos reunidas una vez más, saliendo de una página privada para dejarles saber a ustedes qué es lo que hacemos allá adentro, el propósito, el por qué. Queremos ayudarte a ti, esa persona que a lo mejor ha perdido esperanza, esa persona que a lo mejor siente una tristeza, esa persona que se siente sola. Queremos decirte que nosotras tenemos un grupo de apoyo, que por favor busquen ayuda, ¿verdad? Mm-hmm. So, hoy soy Elizabeth, la fundadora de Girlfriends Gather Here. I'm Elizabeth, the founder of Girlfriends Gather Here, and even though I am the founder, I do not come alone. It's many of us here, and today we have our girlfriend Janet Ocasio, hi. We have our girlfriend Glendali,
hi guys.
But today we're doing something different. Today we have one of our girlfriends' husband, Larry Santiago, and what is our girlfriend's name, your wife?
Olga Rivera.
Olga Rivera.
I pronounced it correctly this time. She's always hitting me up on it.
Yeah, or we call her Shama.
Yeah, Shama.
Right? So we wanted to, welcome.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
even though you're not allowed in the page,
yeah,
you know, because
it's not your cameras. There's a guy who's standing here.
But the reason today, before I even go on, I just want to say, I'm going to say my part, and then the girls, like we always do, and then we're just going to come and just speak to Larry, because it is important for you to know that depression doesn't discriminate. Mm-hmm. It's not just about women. I felt that I wanted to help women. I felt that God tells me, you need to share your story. By you sharing your story, you're going to help someone else. And like I always say, my story may not help, everyone, but I could touch somebody's life. And that one life, one.
That's right.
It matters, right? Mm-hmm. And basically, like I said, my name's Elizabeth, and I have suffered from depression. It is a daily battle, and I can say that without God, I wouldn't be able to do it. And nothing, Glendali.
Well, again here with girlfriends, it's just been an honor and a blessing to be able to be part of this group. This group has helped me to just get out of my comfort zone, mm-hmm. to be able to show tell my story, so that I can help other women who are going through the same thing that I have gone through. I am a cancer survivor. I had depression, and I had my days. Mm-hmm. I have a child with autism, but you know what? I would not come this far if it wasn't for God. Mm-hmm. And I'm just happy to be part of this group.
Yeah.
Amen.
What about you, Miss Ocasio?
Well, hi to everyone. I'm here again. It's an honor also for me. I can honestly say that the group has, what it's done for me, it's brought me out of who I was supposed to be back then, who I am now, but due to the depression and things that happen in your life, every day we struggle with something. I didn't have friends, so I joined the group, and it has helped me to get out of my comfort zone, and it has helped me to change who I am to a better person, to a better me, and have friends that I didn't have before. So
and we all come down to the conclusion that it's a choice.
Yes, it's a choice.
Because you can have as many friends, you can get all the advice in the world, you can have God, you can go sit in a church pew 3 times a week, you can sing, you can, whatever it is you think you can do, the choice is yours for you to change your life. Mm-hmm. But today there's something different. Today we have Larry Santiago. Larry, we want to welcome you. The reason I brought you, this idea, and wow, it's amazing because I know certain things that you've said yourself at church, mm-hmm. where men suffer depression too. Can you believe it? Men suffer depression too. Like, really?
That's
so tell us about that.
Well, like I've said at church before, you know, like, mention again, my name's Larry Santiago. You know, I do suffer from depression, and like it's an ongoing battle. So, you know, usually depression starts at an early age. Like, I know all of y'all that have been through depression, everybody out there that has gone through depression. For guys, it's a lot harder to express it because, you know, we're the guys in the house. So we can't let our guard down. So we hide it a little bit better.
Is it because of the also
The ego.
a machismo
It's the
ego
ego.
type of thing? Like,
Yes.
no, I can't be depressed.
Yeah.
Because,
No, it's the ego, you know, like, but, you know, at some point it does attack you very hard.
okay.
And like a lot of guys, you know, you're gonna get at that breaking point. On top of depression, I have anxiety. So the depression does attack me, and sometimes I close myself down. Like, my wife sometimes wants to go out, and I choose to stay indoors. So, you know, depression attacks you that way. Some days you just wake up early that you got to push yourself to grin.
Yes.
Just to
that
show.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that everybody's gone through that, you know, more women than men, because men are not going to express it. But, you know, you got to show everybody your good side, but even though you're crying on the inside. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's just something that I think we all, and in this time we're living that where we're sort of like, you know, it's called Facebook.
yeah.
And you're seeing a face, but what's really inside that book? And Dali, how would you, like, you know, he's talking about, so I just got one more question. I'm going to throw you my questions. You can answer them, and then I'll let the girls do. Okay, one thing about you is that I do know you, one of the things to help you fight depression is when we help others. Okay, serving one another is a good way to battle depression. So if you're feeling, you know, if you're home and everything, you got a neighbor, go cut their grass, or I don't know, cook for somebody, do something. There's the elderly people. There's just so many ways that you can serve somebody, help somebody, you know, get involved in the community, in your church. I know it's hard, but it is such a rewarding feeling, because ever since I've been doing Girlfriends Gather here, it's been, I mean, I don't suffer the depression the same way, but one of the things I want to ask, you know, is I tell the girls when I'm feeling depressed or something, when does a man reach that breaking point? What does he do? I would say when you were single, when you were married. So a girl, me, I'm feeling sad, I'll be like, I'm feeling sad today. You know what I mean? What about, because men tend to, like you said, it's an ego thing. Is it that your friend is going to look at you and say, oh my God, get over it, men don't cry, you know, all those things.
Yeah, like, you know, you're raised up that way. Even from the day you were born, your dad raised you up as, you know, you got to be a man. Like, you're not allowed to cry, you're not allowed to show your emotions, you know, you scuff your elbows, shake it off, keep on walking, you know. So just growing up with that tough skin, as they say, you know, like alligator skin. So you're gonna keep walking through life with that. The way I've dealt with it is I'm a truck driver. So for me, it made it much easier to escape from everybody, but just by
getting in the truck and
just going. I was able to lock myself in, and I was fighting my depression along the way. You know, it wasn't just in one location, just not in Hartford, Connecticut. I was depressed across the whole country.
Oh my God.
So, you know, like, even though I was out there were some points that's something I love doing, trucking, but I wasn't enjoying the whole atmosphere of it. Like, there's...
good point right there.
Yeah, you know, like,
you're not looking at your surroundings.
No, you're just thinking about what's holding you back, you know, and...
Oh, wow, yes.
So I've seen myself, you know, like, locking myself inside the truck for months at a time, and, you know, just not dealing with nobody, even though I see people walking around me. It's like if I was just standing still and everybody just...
Oh my God.
So, you know, and those are things that guys do go through as well. You know, guys out there probably fighting the same depression that are afraid to look for any help.
Okay, so one of the things that I know you do, because, you know, and I think this is what makes me, what made me want to interview him today, is you have something with the homeless. right?
Yeah.
You have this, you serve, you have gone out there. You're going to give more detail. I'm going to tell you what I know.
Yeah.
Okay? If I'm wrong, just, throw something at me. Or, be like, not true. So basically, my question is, the homeless, why? I mean, and then, we're going to be talking about quotes later, but Jesus and serving, remember that, guys, okay? Jesus and serving, because just what Jesus did, he served.
Mm-hmm.
He was a king. He didn't have to, but he didn't come to be served. He came to serve.
That's right.
Isn't that something I want us to ponder on that, and how helping others helps depression? I mean, I do it with girlfriends. You're gonna do it. I don't know if you guys have any questions there. Jump right in whenever you're ready. But those are my questions. Why the homeless?
Well, at some point in my life, I was married beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happily married now. So, I was married beforehand, and, I was raised up, like I told you before, I got a path I got to follow.
Okay.
So I had a goal in life of getting everything perfect. I had everything in line. But, I had, like they say, all my dominoes in the right spot and everything, and then all of a sudden everything just collapsed on me.
Oh, wow.
There was no return from it. And divorce came in hand, and I ended up falling into alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And right in the relationship, I was already drinking, so that put even more into my depression.
Right.
So then I just went into the world. So basically, I left my house, I went into the streets. And I survived in the streets for a couple months before my parents found me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the street. So, and like after battling out there and seeing what it was to do to survive, like I wasn't the type of homeless that I didn't give up 100%. Okay, I was living in the street, but I was working in construction at the time. So I would go work. Since we were doing apartments, I would go take a shower there and whatever, but I was sleeping in benches and, so, yeah, but I was just working just to drink. So I was drinking all night, and then I would just sleep on the benches, and then the next day do the same thing all over again until one day my mom couldn't locate me, and she flew directly to Puerto Rico to...
So you were homeless in Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
At least the weather was good, right? Because,
Oh, yeah, but it burns you when you're sleeping on those benches. And, yeah, so, like, it's a hard thing to battle, and then people look down at you because they see you sleeping on the bench, and at a point there, I didn't really care because I was already drunk anyways. So it's just like passing out, so I just basically drunk my pain away and my depression away. Until I was given a second chance, God works in mysterious ways, and Puerto Rico being so big, my mom was able to locate me and bring me back, So just having a second chance to come back over to the United States and basically take another step. But depression always continues. Remember, it's like depression is a thing, you calm it down, but it's never gone. Any little thing could trigger it off.
It's like dormant.
Yeah, it's dormant.
Wow,
So
it's just waiting for something to just wake
Yeah.
So, and nobody around you while you were working knew what you were going through.
oh yeah, they knew.
They know.
And like everybody's been in Puerto Rico and they know Hispanics. They're gonna joke around it and do everything else. And so basically I was feeling belittled as well. So knowing that I was out on the street,
Society.
yeah, society
Wow.
just basically kept pushing me aside. So and I was able to start battling it and came back over here. Even though I ended up in the United States, the depression continued. I still continued drinking years after that. But thanks God, I'm still here. And I know a lot of people out there are still going through the same problem, and they're basically drinking the depression away. Everything is possible. You're able to eliminate everything, put everything down, and just look forward.
So what was the biggest tool that you used to break out of that and decide, okay, this is not normal. I need to do something to get out of this. What was your main tool that you said, okay, Larry has to
Well, it took
be someone else?
it took a couple years because depression, like like everybody knows, depression caused suicidal thoughts,
Yes, and it's happening.
yeah,
just-
every single day. I was the type of person. I wouldn't say I was a cop. Yeah, I would say I was a coward. To take my own life, I would never do it because I already know if I take my own life, I'm not gonna go into heaven.
Mhm.
But I would push people's buttons to do so. So,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So
I would. That's a little controversial because if you're looking for it as well,
Yeah.
that's almost like the same thing. But
yeah, but
okay.
mentally, for me, it was like, okay, you know, I'm not causing it. Somebody else is causing it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
I was a skywalker. I basically hung off of the side of the buildings.
Wow.
And, you know, I didn't care much about life. I was just living it day by day. They would just pay me just to hang off the side of a building. Yeah, so like, you know,
Wow.
I didn't become a daredevil. I just was trying to find a way out. And even though they call it as, you know, machismo or anything like that, it's not really that. It was just, I was just looking for any excuse to give meaning to my life. And, you know, there really wasn't.
So how did you feel when your mom was the one that found you?
Mhm.
I felt excited. You know, at the same time, even though I was depressed, like a lot of people out there and all of us here, we've been depressed, you know. Emotionally, we're boxed in.
Yes.
And we block everybody out. So it doesn't matter how much love and how much care somebody gives you, you're not receiving it. Because the depression is so big that it's like whatever. You know, you just lay in bed even though somebody will come over and bring you breakfast in bed and whatever. You're so depressed you don't really care. You know, so my mom, yeah, she came and got me and everything, but I didn't see the good in it until a couple years later. That I found myself over here and I became a trucker and I'll be going like, you know, even though I was depressed, at least I accomplished something. Because even between all of that, you know, I still continued working and I didn't let depression hold me back for that period of time. Because I could have been depressed and ended up homeless completely in the street. And that's where my ministry comes from. I know all of y'all have heard about it, One Arc.
Yeah.
So basically One Arc stands for One Act of Random Kindness.
Nice.
That's what One Arc stands for. So
Awesome.
look it up. It's already posted up on Facebook and everything, so whoever's interested in it. Yeah.
Because Olga shares it, you know, she shares it all the time. And, you know, I was looking at it the other day. One Random Act of Kindness. Why that name?
One Act of Random Kindness because it took my mom one act of random kindness to bring me over here. You know, so
You know.
and then
Wow.
just going out there and just helping just any random person, but not just any random person. God guides me to the people that really needs help. Just because, just like myself, I was living out on the street, I had pride behind my image. And I wasn't gonna accept hand-me-outs, I wasn't gonna accept nobody to help me.
Right.
So I don't look for people that lost their dignity already,
Wow.
because I look for people that are hiding themselves at the bench in the park, and when you walk by and they look down because they're embarrassed of the situation they're in. So those are the ones God guides me to go help them out. You know,
They want to be helped. They really just want that one person to come and say,
Yeah.
"Psst, mira tú," you know?
yeah,
And, you know, not literally like that, but, you know, to just go up to somebody. And we've gotten to the point in society where we see a homeless person, we're not giving up that dollar anymore. We see a homeless person, we're not giving them a smile. We're actually, because, hey, guess what? I'm guilty. God sees me. It's not that I don't want to stop. We're in such a rush life. And that's what's causing the depression. We're not living the moment, okay? So if you're going down the street or you're driving, you get to a red light, you see the person with the sign, give them the money, give them something. God knows our heart, okay? And the Bible says that God blesses those that give from the heart. I have gotten many blessings. I'm a very blessed woman, but I also give a lot of myself. We've gotten to the point where we're not giving anymore. We're just not giving. We're just not caring. We're so focused. And something, I mean, I've known this But today was the day that I heard him. But basically, this is supposed to, we do mind, body, and soul. And it's interesting because today is the mind. I forgot to bring that up. One of the things we do is most of our problems start in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Most of our pain comes because we think we know what's going on, or we think we know what's going to happen, or we can't let go of what's happening. I know because I suffer from that. I think too much.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the power to change, our thoughts. Sometimes in our thoughts we come and we think, well, it's going to take that money and use it on drugs. When
Mhm.
you give, you're not supposed to give. You're supposed to give joyfully.
That's right.
¿Verdad? Dar con alegría.
Yeah.
Entonces, and we do the Spanglish because sabemos
yeah.
que hay personas que pues no hablan español, inglés. So, lo que les quiero decir es que estamos en unos tiempos donde ya la gente no quiere ayudarse. Ya la gente tiene que tomar una tragedia grande para tu ver las personas unirse.
Ayudándose.
Hoy día, rapidito, mira, están grabando.
Mm-hmm.
Mira, lo que tú grabas, tú puedes salvar una vida. Glendali, tú nunca llegaste en todas tus situaciones. Él mencionó el suicidio, right? You mentioned, sometimes wanting to take it out, you wouldn't do it.
Mm.
Like me, I don't think I'd be too chicken to do something like that. Cuando tú estabas at your worst, that you knew you got a diagnosis. ¿Qué pasó ahí? O sea, ¿qué?
En mi diagnóstico, para mí fue algo impactante. I'm gonna say in English and Spanish.
Go ahead,
It was
Spanish.
very it was hard for me to take that diagnose, but at the same time I always had that faith that God have never brought me this far to just leave me. And so in having a loving family and an awesome support, that helped me to overcome my illness. And I always, every time, I will wake up and I will put something positive in my Facebook. Why? Is because it made me understand that, there's many people out there having chemo who doesn't even have that person to say everything is going to be okay.
Yes.
There's been a lot of people who have to go through so many hard times and not have that person there to say everything is going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, having my mom, who is my rock, that's why I was just very impacted when you said that, your mom found you. And it brings so much emotions up because my mom was the one, she was my rock, and she still is my rock.
Mm-hmm.
And she will always push me to the fullest, to let me know that you're not going to give up. You can overcome this.
Yes.
You have a reason to overcome this.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just it hit home, listening to you say that, because a mom will find you anywhere that you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No matter how far you have gone astray, a mom will always find you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so that's why I was just like, wow, it impacted me that much, because I myself, when I was going through my depression, my mom was there 24/7. And then I didn't realize that because of her being there 24/7, she was becoming depressed.
Oh, wow.
It clicked to me when one day she was just like, because I was crying and I was just like, you don't understand what I'm going through. And, I was going through a lot, my son being diagnosed with autism, the divorce, everything just came piled on one, todo un cantazo. And when my mother has said, I don't want to keep being here with you because I don't want to end up like you.
Isn't that
Wow.
And that hurt me so much. I was just like, how selfish you are, Glendy. How can you try to hold on your mom because you need that person there, that feeling, that person there. And it helped me to understand that I was just like, I need to start, having faith in God and not in men, even though men will help us and guide us, but God always help us to really understand why we're going through certain things. And so I was able to understand why I was going through my depression. And I was always afraid of something happening. Like all this craziness was going on in my mind. That I was just like, but what if this happened? But what if?
What if?
It never did happen. So what are you worrying about? So little things like that had helped me to understand and to stop myself for a minute and tell myself, okay, why are you feeling this way?
Wow.
Why do you feel so sad? What's going on in your mind? So I start talking to myself, and then I'm like, oh, okay, so this happened today. This could be the reason why I'm feeling so sad.
Mm-hmm.
And by journaling and writing everything down, helped me overcome and see that, okay, you've been through this season in your life, now you're going to start a new season. So try to remember what happened in that first season that pushed you back, and try not to think like that and change the way you think, because where the mind goes, the man follows.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so we have to make sure that, and just have positive people in your life. I mean, I'm honored to be sitting down here next to you,
Thank you.
and honored to know that, that you don't care. You're letting the world know, what you've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we touch lives.
Yes.
That's how we help others to get up and get going and
Yes.
shake it off.
Yes.
And so I'm just so blessed to know that you're able to come here and share your story with us.
Oh, thank you.
And Janet, I guess my question to you, she went through that situation. She had her mom, what with you? I mean, we all go through something. But what can you say, who was there? What was that one? His mom went and got him.
Mm-hmm.
And that was that one thing that did it for him. What was that one thing that did it for you? What happened?
Well, with me, my depression was, it was always a hard, I don't want to say dysfunctional, because I always had my mom and my dad, but at the same time I didn't have them, because in the household there was, they were alcoholics, and they went through their things when they were younger as well, so they used that, just like Larry, to cover up their depression. The alcohol was their comfort zone.
Wow.
And I grew up in that tough situation where, most of the time I was depressed, even though I didn't know how to diagnose myself, but I knew something was wrong. I was constantly crying. I was constantly, in school, I was sad. I didn't really have friends. I wouldn't communicate. Even as a teenager, I wouldn't sit down with my friends or with people who would invite me to eat lunch.
Wow.
I would isolate myself, just like he did.
Isolation.
I would just wait, on the outside or on the steps. I would put my CD player on, and I didn't want to be around no one, and that was just, but as I got older, I knew that the way that I was feeling, I wanted to feel different.
Yes.
I wanted to feel happy. I was like, there has to be something that has to move around to make me change. And, the number one thing that I did was I looked for God. I met Jesus Christ, and He made me free. Jesucristo me hizo libre. Eso fue lo que yo usé para salir de la depresión. Muchas personas pues buscan, ayuda profesional, and that's okay. You get professional help.
Important.
You get spiritual help. You get, good people, good friends that, help lift you up out of that situation. So with me, it was basically God and asking Him, okay, well, what do I do now? I need to do something different to make myself feel good. I want to feel good. So it was part of the Girlfriends Gather here. It helped me out a lot, and it helped me to break out of that shell. You kind of, es como una cáscara. Tú estás adentro de una cajita y no sabes cómo salir, pero sabes que quieres salir, pero no encuentras la salida en cómo. Lo mío fue encontrar a Jesucristo y aceptarlo en mi corazón y tener personas positivas, have positive people around you, and to give you that lift and to help you in anything that you need, and that's why we're here. And it's more common than you think. Es algo más común de lo que pensamos. Muchas personas no les gusta hablar. A lot of people don't like to speak on this subject. On depression, it doesn't discriminate. I mean, it's lawyers, teachers, your next door neighbor, You know, right now as we speak, there might be, you know, suicidal thoughts in someone who's watching, or your neighbor, or your family member. You know, pasa más común de lo que pensamos. La persona que está a tu lado, la persona que vive arriba de ti, puede estar pensando en suicidarse. Y no hablarlo, y no decirlo por temor, por miedo. Y es algo pues que tenemos que hablar, lo tienen que hablar. Muchas personas no encuentran el cómo y el por qué salir de esa situación, pero sí, yo te digo que hay ayuda, there is help. You know, you just have to talk about it. Lo importante es hablar de la situación y saber que tienes un problema y no molestarte tú mismo como persona para buscar esa ayuda. Pero empieza por ti. It starts with you. You have to make the decision to want to change. You know, you can have people around you that's going to try to help you, but at the end of the day, those people leave, and then it just leaves yourself. So tú tienes que hacer la decisión. Pueden haber personas a tu alrededor que te quieren ayudar, pero esas personas pues tienen su propia vida, tienen que irse y te encuentras solo o sola de nuevo. Tú tienes que hacer el cambio, de querer cambiar, y es posible.
Exacto, entonces pues una elección, it's a choice.
Yeah.
Because some people will, mira, it's hard because
Es una decisión.
Ya todo el mundo explicó la depresión, pues la mía, ¿qué es la depresión? Ya estamos en junio, and soon to go to July, August, September, October, November, oh my God, daylight savings time. Like I shift. You haven't seen that side of me yet. Okay? So, you know, daylight savings time to me panics me. Y toda persona que me conoce de anteriormente saben que I'm like all excited when it's spring. I don't want to be inside, okay? Spring and summer and fall, don't take me inside. Because I don't want to be, no quiero estar adentro, no quiero estar encerrada. Yo necesito la luz, necesito... ¿Ustedes tienen calor? Yo no tengo calor. O sea, me quiere dar calor, like, stop it. You know, because esto no dura mucho tiempo aquí en Connecticut. Pero en sí, okay, hay tantas diferentes cosas que nos pueden llevar a la depresión. Okay, so many things. But for me, for example, it's seasonal. It is seasonal.
Es temporal.
It is seasonal. But what happens? It's in my head that the seasons change here. Está en mi mente que las temporadas aquí cambian. Y esta es la primera vez que una primavera yo no siembro. No he sembrado. And everybody that knows me knows that I love gardening. Este año, o sea, yo no he sembrado nada. He sembrado en la vida de las personas. Esa es la siembra, ¿verdad? Que está bien buena. Because maybe también ha sido eso. I'm dedicated to something else. But in reality, we spoke about the gardening and everything like that. And before we go back to you, Larry, I remember today as well, reading with the, you know, can depression, and you did it with you, but take somebody to be homeless? When I was reading that question that I was going to ask you, I did find an answer when it says, you should never isolate yourself. O sea, que si tú no tienes el ánimo, no quieres hablar con, y alguien quiere estar ahí, no te aísles. No hagas eso. Don't do it. Mira, I'm going to say something real quick, and I'm going to start with me. I remember, because she's present here today, Miss Olga. Olga and her uncle picked me up to take me to church, to Casa Abierta, Centro Internacional Cristiano. Hello, everybody. Los pastores Rey Rivera y Grisel González. Y yo llegué a ese lugar because they picked me up. Y ese día yo me estaba secando el pelo and I was shaking. Y Olga no está aquí, o sea, aquí que la pueden ver en cámara, pero está aquí, sé que la voy a hacer, because yo me monté en el carro y yo le dije, I don't want to go home. Do you remember? Yo no quiero, no me lleven a casa. Yo dije, esta gente van a pensar que esa está, ya tú sabes, gone. Y no era, I didn't want to go home. And I went to that church where I was received with lots of love, very humble, y todas esas cosas, because this is what I want to get to my point here, okay? We're telling people, Dios me ayudó. Encontré a Jesucristo. Sometimes people don't know how to do it. First of all, yo me crié en el Evangelio. I've heard about God since I was a little kid. But it's about what we believe in. So if we can put in our mind, okay, because we can transform our mind. We need to make that step to try to get somewhere where they're going to make you believe. Because, listen, I'm always gonna say, because I'm on TV, this can, legally, we're supposed to say, and I say it with passion, get help.
Mhm.
Para eso hay psicólogos, terapistas, pastores, priests, teachers, friends,
Mhm.
right? We have an amazing support system. Wow, what an
Yes.
amazing support system. But what I'm trying to say is, no te aísles. Yo estaba aislada y ese día que me sacaron, y no es porque en mi casa yo vivo bien, tengo unos hijos maravillosos. Mi hija Coraima no está hoy. But I have amazing kids and amazing life, but there was something missing. Y llegué ese día a la iglesia y entonces seguí yendo después de eso. Y un día mis pastores me regalan un libro que fue el de Joyce Meyer, the one that says
Approval addict.
The Approval Addict. That book helped me so much. You know why? Porque a veces nosotros mismos, ourselves, we start thinking, what are they going to say? Did I say the right thing? Did I esto? Did I that? La mente lleva a uno a unas situaciones bien difíciles. So, I guess my question, is that a reason, can somebody get really that bad where want to isolate themselves that they'll sleep on the street?
Oh yeah.
They
And
don't want to see nobody?
and even worse, they isolate themselves from everybody. Like even up to this point, I have no friends. Just my wife. She's my friend. She's the only person in
Well, you
in
gotta
my
hold
life.
your
Oh yeah. Thank you. But like, I isolate everybody from me just because what you said. It's like, did I say the
Did I
right
say
thing to
the
them?
right-
Because
Mm.
I'm not used to talking to anybody. I feel like I offend somebody just by, because the only person I talk to is myself or my wife whenever she's around. So, like, if I approach anybody, it's like, are you looking at me? You know.
It's like
It's, yeah, it's like your mind's always playing tricks, and I'm always asking my wife, and she's always saying like, "Why you always gotta ask me how I'm dressed and stuff like that?" Because I'm trying to not give anybody a reason to
Gotcha.
talk about me, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like even when I go anywhere, I try, I wear proper sleeves so they won't judge me because of my tattoos. If I go to stores, I keep my hands in my pockets.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
just because I feel like people I hear people judging me just by entering
But
to a
even
place.
though tattoos now are like.
Yeah, it's normal,
Yeah.
but I don't
Wow.
want people to judge me because of my tattoos. Because you could be the best person in the world, but they see tattoos and they're gonna discriminate.
So what would you tell that person that's watching this show and saying, I think I'm going to get a tattoo?
Yeah, don't get a tattoo. Don't let anybody talk you out of it.
That's right.
That's what you like. There's my canvas right here. So, everything I got on me has a definition to it. So if you want sun on your body, I'm just gonna tell you, people are gonna discriminate, but if that's you, that's you. Don't let nobody change your life. Don't.
But you said there's something that keeps you. I'm just trying to tell you as you get older or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. What would you tell the person? Because I know people
Oh, yeah,
that
it's
have
gonna
tattoos.
ring.
My daughter has tattoos, but you can't see them.
Mhm.
Would you give the advice to say, hey, maybe keep
Oh yeah,
them
keep
in an area
yeah,
where
keep them in an area above your elbows, so that when you do, wear a sleeve and stuff like that. This was at one point that I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I said, I don't care what people think anymore.
at
And
that time.
yeah, at that moment, I said I don't care what people think
Interesting,
anymore,
right?
because all my tattoos was usually from my elbows up, because I didn't want people to judge me. So then one day I go like, at this moment,
I don't care.
yeah, people are gonna have to accept me the way I am.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I know who I am. So
That's right.
I was trying to like myself at that moment, at the wrong way, but I was liking myself. I was feeling proud of, okay, I got my tattoo done, so I went over a skipping stone.
Right.
I didn't really care what people would think. But right now, people at this moment still do discriminate.
Yeah, I know, even in a society where tattoos are. And how about you with, today you showed me something with the bracelet. What was that again? Because what did you say to me today?
I said, I'm Wonder Woman, don't play with me today. There's always something that makes you feel, and actually you were the one who commented, I have two of these bracelets. I have
She's
a
like,
silver one, this is the gold one. So, it's like, you always got to do something that makes you feel good.
Yes.
A lot of people do their hair, or they paint, or they dance, or they,
Or they get
do
an
a hobby,
earring.
or they get a piercing, I mean, in the spare of the moment, just be you. You know, God
Yeah.
is gonna love you regardless of.
Amen.
You
See,
know,
that's
I
the
mean,
message here.
He loves you for you.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that strongly. God is God. He's gonna love you with the tattoos, without the tattoos.
Yeah.
He looks at your heart and your soul.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you have them, you have them. I have my tattoos. You know, it's all my tattoos also have a story. So I mean,
Yeah.
it
I
is
was
what it
never-
is.
I
Just
was
be you.
never brave enough to get a tattoo, so guess what?
You
I
know.
have earring holes because my mom did them when I was little, so I could look tough for many things, but I'm a little chicken when it comes to
You know, it doesn't
You
take
know,
away
certain
of the person that you are. You know, it's
Yeah.
just
So when you say, like I said, I know God all my life, but I come to know God now. I think because I've been wanting to stay out of that darkness, I have really, really, really grabbed on to my faith.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we do this show, because it's a choice.
yes.
It's a choice, but if you choose to really, really dig in and lose, hey, if you don't like this church, go to another. Keep going until you find that one place that's gonna help explain it to
That you're
you.
gonna feel
Mhm.
comfortable.
Read the Bible. You know what? And I'm never gonna stop saying this. You see this phone? It gives me access to the internet. We have access to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, I know many of you are gonna remember this. And people would come in. I mean, you come and open the door, and you say, "Would you like to buy these encyclopedias?" You remember those, the encyclopedias? I always wanted my mom. She never bought one. She always took the free one and never, because I love to read. What am I saying? Instead of playing that game, read.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Read the word. Oh, you don't understand what the Bible says? You're probably listening from the previous show and say, hey, let me read this, but I don't understand. There's something called Bible commentary.
Yes.
Un
It breaks it
comentario
down.
bíblico. Y eso te va a explicar.
Mm-hmm.
Y si no, métete a Girlfriends Gather here, because we be all over that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tira una pregunta, the first one, Ruth Briganti, bam! She'd be like, da 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 da, Esther. You know? But, Larry, one of the things that, like I said, this time in my depression, it was the day that I was picked up. My life changed.
Mhm.
My life totally changed when I was picked up by these two people that in my head I was like, damn, I think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Don't take me home. No me lleven pa' casa, no quiero ir pa' casa. Because me sentía sola, vacía, So here, and I know the pastors know this because they're like that. These two people are like, they see these two, they see you and they take you. But one of the things I have to do when I was at that church was when you came in to speak, I had admiration for what you did,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
for what you do. Admiration. And it's interesting every time you say that when you speak. I used to love it when you used to get brave enough to get up and speak at church. So don't let the enemy shut you up anymore.
Yes.
Don't. Larry, listen, I'm not around you all the time or whatever. Just don't, because the reason we shut up, and now, seriously, siento una presencia. The reason people are getting lost now is because us, the ones that have that story that can help and impact, are being
Are
shut
quiet.
down.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
You gotta speak up.
how did you find God? How did you know God? Because I hear God since I was little, but it is now that I know who God is. It is now that I have that relationship. It is now that I understand that Jesus Christ, I'm free. That even though I fell yesterday, He's gonna come and pick me back up, because I said, I came with a humble heart and I asked for forgiveness. Forgive me, Lord, for what I did. I'm gonna try my very best not to do it again.
Yes.
But if you do it again.
Mhm.
Now, someday it's gonna stop.
Yes.
Someday.
You get
How
back
did
up
you
again.
find God? What
Well,
was that one thing that?
Well, I was about 17 years old. We always got that family member that is always like right here on top of you, on top of you. So,
Yes, I do know that.
Yeah. So, I was about 17 years old. Yeah, she was literally like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then we can't be talking about the, religiousness, because it's those people that made us be like, oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I was struck by lightning,
No, and then my aunt, she was like always, because like depression, even it started at a young age. So I ended up, my mom was scared when I was over here at a young age. I was gothic, straight up gothic. I used to dress up in black and this and that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I had the trench coat and everything.
I believe
I would
Wow.
sleep during the day because
Matrix.
depression. Yeah, you know, depression has you sleeping all day. So then I used to be up during the night. So
Wow.
then after that, my mom was starting to get
Worried?
yeah, you know, worried about the situation, whatever. So she tricked me into going to Puerto Rico
How does a parent trick you?
Trick you.
because she told me my
You're gonna get a
grandfather.
pollito, a little chicken.
Yeah, like because of my depression, you know, like I was a little closed in. So she told me, "Oh no, you're going to Puerto Rico with your grandfather." I go, "Okay." You know, like it was
was
a
easy.
different atmosphere. So I ended up going to Puerto Rico. My grandfather, he was like hardcore, like straight up. You know, you don't follow his way. That's it. So supposedly, I ended up in Puerto Rico and we didn't click. So the first day I ended up in Puerto Rico, I was already almost on the street for the first day.
So what was his reaction when you show up all
It's like, what
gothic
you doing
with
over
the
here?
trench coat?
Oh, what you doing
Matrix,
over
and-
here? It's like, yeah.
Just
Now-
like that, ¿qué tú haces aquí? I
Yeah.
mean, she tricked your grandfather, not you.
Yeah. So now I end up in Puerto Rico. Now I'm already, you know how karma follows you, right?
Yeah,
So okay, I
okay.
almost ended up in the street already. Just ending up in Puerto Rico, I'm already homeless. My grandfather didn't want me, so he puts me up with his sister, which I never met.
So you just kept passing along.
Yeah.
No la quiero coger otro tono.
Yeah. So now I end up with his sister, which I never met. From there, they decide they're gonna put me on with my aunt in
So
Puerto
those were
Rico.
those 3 people.
Yeah, that's
so far.
3 people in less than a week.
Wow.
From
Can we have a picture of you back
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Like we could put it on the para que entiendan, you know?
So there, my uncle and my aunt couldn't take me in, you know, because they were going through their times at the time. So I ended up back with my other aunt, which I never met, but was the sweetest woman ever.
Okay.
So this lady like took me in like if I was one of her own.
Oh,
She didn't reject me. And I never met the woman.
wow.
So that even her kids started getting jealous and everything because she was so close to me.
Bendito.
Yeah, because I used to cut her farm. You know, like she let me be me. So I was in the farm. I was cutting her grass. You know, yo cogiendo guineo y plátano and everything. So yeah. And this lady, like, we didn't have no transportation. You know, I was young. The older women, you know, had to stand in the corner and pelar el pong and everything. So this lady would literally go to the pueblo.
El pong, I hate
Yeah.
el pong.
She used to literally go to the pueblo to pick up pan sobao and huevo. Oh, because
Oh my gosh.
because
Wow.
she asked me in the morning that what I wanted to eat, and I go pan con huevo. I look over, she's not there. She's already grabbing pong. Yeah.
Bendito,
To
cogía
go
pong
to-
para buscarle el pan.
Yeah. So
Wow.
then one day
That's
we
love.
sit around. She actually had a table like this in the kitchen,
Okay.
and she says, "Do you believe in God?" I go, "No."
Mm.
She says, "Dios reprenda." Ajá, ¿tú sabes cómo es? Dios,
Reprenda,
Dios-
ya.
pero no es Dios que prenda con la boca, ama Dios que prenda y te tira así la mano en la cara, eso. ¿Tú sabes cómo es? Recibe la unción. Pues, de ahí, ella dice, me dice, ¿tú crees en el diablo? Y no, pues me dice, pero ¿por qué tú no crees en Dios? Y dije, pues si yo pido una libra de pan y no me da el pan. Tú fuiste y me buscaste el pan, pero Dios no suplió. O sea,
Oh,
pues
wow,
pero
okay.
yo no tenía en el entendimiento que Dios utiliza a la persona, tú
Right.
sabes. Después dice, ¿tú crees en el diablo? Y dije, no. Yeah, Dios, reprenda de nuevo. Y sigue manoteando. Pues,
Ay, santo.
Wow.
Okay.
y ella era pentecostal.
Like hardcore.
Yeah, hardcore pentecostal.
No offensa, yo
Sí,
me
sí, no.
crié pentecostal, you know what I mean.
Pero esas
but-
son las mejores personas en el mundo.
Eso
Me
te hacen
salvaron a
arrepentirte.
mí,
Well, there
¿sabes?
you go.
Pues mi
I
familia,
love it.
mi familia son de la antigua familia, eran vudú.
Uy,
Ujú.
okay.
Pues
Dios reprenda.
sí, por eso mismo, eso es Dios que prenda, pues. Eso corrió en mí. Y cuando ella sigue arrepintiendo, porque cada cosa que me preguntaba, Dios que prenda, pues mi tía tenía la unción,
Okay.
que
Es bien
de la
importante.
tercera, Dios te reprenda, lo que tenía dentro de mí salió
Uf.
por allá gritando.
Wow, what a story.
Yo nunca oraba en mi vida. Ella me dice, porque nosotros estábamos, ¿sabes cómo son las casas antiguas en Puerto Rico? Era la sala allí, la cocina era por esta esquina y el baño quedaba como entre medio de la... donde cupiera, la pusieron allí y estaba el baño. que no quedó en el
Eso
cuarto
se
de
llama
milagro.
parcela.
Sí, sí, sí.
Sí.
Pues salió gritando del baño.
Wow.
Y ella me dice, uy, ¿qué fue eso? Y se y se paró y me dice,
I'm sorry.
me dice, vete a orar al cuarto. Y dije, orar, y quedé a orar, yo no sé ni orar. Dice, dile al Señor que te salve, que te salve el espíritu, porque aquí viene el diablo a buscarte ahora. Pues,
Wow.
pues, y ella dice, vete al cuarto, ponte de jodilla.
Me encanta. This is
Sí,
real
sí.
stuff.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Wait.
Oh, we got 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
so I cut it short. So, cutting the story short, she goes to the bathroom, whatever was in me at that moment, followed me right back to the bedroom.
Santo.
Now I started praying and praying and tried to get right back in me. So, literally the room like exploded. Whatever was around me just expanded and just disappeared.
Wow. And ever since that time, you were like, let me serve God
Oh yeah.
because, you know.
Oh no, he's right there. He's holding my whole weight every single time.
Okay. So, Glendali, can you go with your quote?
Wow. My quote is,
We're
and
gonna
it's,
need
and
to
it's
do a part
amazing.
2. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, this is
Definitely.
going for a part 2. That's it.
Well, my quote says, start each day with a grateful heart. And that's something that I always tell myself. You know, God woke you up this morning. Many that went to sleep last night did not wake up. So just be grateful for each day.
Amen. And mine is forget the mistake, remember the lesson. So if you made a mistake, just forget about it and just keep going. Use it as your stepping stone to move forward.
You got your quote?
Oh yeah, this will help everybody out. Either you run your day or the day runs you. You know, so if you
Yes.
wake up and even though you're depressed, you know, shake it off. Run your day, because then that
Yes.
depression is gonna follow you to the next day. You're
Yes.
just building up. So
Yes. Okay. And if mine says, if I have seen farther than others, it is because I was standing on the shoulders of giants. The shoulders of giants. I'm going to say my Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Mhm.
Yes.
I want to say my girlfriends.
Yes.
Sorry. Girlfriends, you know? And, you know, the girlfriends that are allowing us to interview you who have, you know, brought definitely an inspiration.
Yes.
He works with the homeless. You know, we just want to say gracias por su tiempo. Saben que esto por entretenimiento, pero a la misma vez con un propósito, pero que si, ¿verdad? Que usen la mente abierta para que vean, porque a veces como le hablan a uno que vienen los cambios, how you speak to that child, their life can be affected. We want to say no to depression, se acabó, pero we hope to see you. Ustedes que no saben de la página, vayan a Facebook, al final del show van a ver Girlfriends Gather Here. Búscanos en Facebook, búsquenos en YouTube y todos los miércoles aquí, ¿verdad? A las 9 de la noche en Canal 5 de Hartford. And we want to say thank you, Larry, for sharing. I
Thank
tell
you.
you today I learned
Yes.
and I'm leaving with a whole new perspective in life. You made us laugh, but it's true.
It's
true. Yeah, yeah.
It's true, the things that we want to thank you. Thank you so much. Girlfriends will keep gathering and únanse, salgan. No tiene que ser con la girlfriend. Sal de tu casa, no te
Yes.
quedes encerrado. Porque desde que estamos saliendo y compartiendo, ever since we've been coming out and gathering, our lives have been a change. Thank you so much for joining us today. Gracias. God bless you. And again, without God, we cannot do anything.
Amen.
Amen.